Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Jack Michael. I'm a local Indiana real estate agent sitting here today with Greg Cooper, our team co-leader as well as a co-worker of mine. He's been on HGTV, he's been on CNBC. If you know anything about the Indiana real estate market, you know who this is. Greg, how you doing?
Great to be here.
Awesome. Greg, I'm curious, how long have you been in this industry?
Several decades.
Okay.
And it feels like a lot more than several decades, especially as of late. But no, I've been very fortunate to have a really nice career.
So it's fair to say that you have seen the ups and the downs of the real estate industry.
So, and having been at it certainly since 2000, we've seen an awful lot of different things, and we're undergoing another change in the last 30 to 60 to 90 days. Right now, as literally we sit here and speak, as all of you watch this, the market is changing quickly even as we speak.
And that is one of the things I wanted to touch on mainly today. You're hearing the word recession thrown a lot out there. You're hearing things are slowing down. In your opinion, seeing everything in the last decades of real estate, what do you think's next?
Well, first of all, let's not associate the word recession with a bad time in the housing industry, because only twice in history has a recession ever brought home prices down. So there have been an awful lot of recessions over time, but generally speaking, recessions don't bring the national home price down because materials cost, there's a demand and supply issue. The fact of the matter is, if we do go into a mild recession, if we're in a mild recession, I don't expect it to have a great impact on housing. Now, we've been going to the moon in values over the last couple of years. That's not going to continue. About 10% of the homes that are going on the market today are still drawing great offers and are still selling really quickly, as opposed to 50 to 60% of the homes or more. It was early in the spring. So right now, what we have is a bit of a plateau. We're not going down, we're just plateauing, certainly in the middle of the country.
Inventory has been something that was a real issue in the last couple months. There's been none of it. How is that looking right now? How has that changed?
So in our specific zip codes, for example, in March, there were less than 30 homes for sale, and now there's 140 homes for sale. So it's obviously gone dramatically higher. The days on the market as a home goes from listing to contract has changed significantly. In March, it was 4 to 5 days before a home went under contract, which is really fast, and now we're at about 20 days for all price points combined. The higher end homes are taking 30, 40, and 50 days to go under contract.
So then looking again at an overall picture, if you had to pick a side to be on, do you think right now is a good time for buying, or do you think it's a good time for selling, or is it a good time for both?
So it's an interesting time for both. It's a changed time for both. Being a buyer 6 months ago was miserable because you were throwing offer after offer after offer at homes and often getting outbid by cash buyers because Uncle Walt has piled a bunch of money in the first-time home buyers' pockets and they're out there paying cash for it. That's changed. Now you can get a mortgage. I mean, literally earlier this year, if you were getting a mortgage on a home, you're going to lose. You were not going to buy the home. But now you're actually going to be able to get a mortgage. You're going to be able to have an inspection. You're going to be able to have an appraisal. The market is becoming more balanced. That's the way it usually has been. But over the last couple of years, that balance eroded significantly because of very low rates and very low supply of homes.
Now I know, Greg, some people call you a prophet in real estate. I don't know if I would go that far, but I would say you have a better idea of what the next 6 months to a year would look like.
Right.
Because obviously, as you stated, 6 months ago, it looked nothing like how it does right now.
Correct.
Now, you said it's plateauing. Is that going to just continue on for the foreseeable future, or do you see it coming back up here within the next?
No, I don't think we can really know beyond the next 6 to 12 months. And what we're going to see is a continued plateau. What we're going to see is homes that have warts. Homes that are not ready for the market fully, homes that do not have the decor that the buyers want, homes that are not updated, homes that have old bathrooms and kitchens, homes that have old furnaces and roofs. Those homes are going to be tougher to sell. They're going to be more price issues for people who have homes that have those things. So if you're thinking about putting some money into your house, kitchens and master baths and mechanicals are the place to start. Mechanicals aren't sexy, but they sure do give buyers a lot of peace of mind, and in uncertain times, that gets you a long way to the finish line when it comes to a buyer potentially looking at your home to purchase. In general, the market will continue to plateau. The homes that really look sharp, that have updated kitchens and baths, that have great curb appeal, that have great mechanicals that are updated, those homes are still going to sell quick regardless of what rates are, and it looks like rates are going to continue to edge up as we go out through the rest of 2022.
Now, Greg, thank you for your insights. It's good to hear what your personal opinion is on how the market is moving and things are changing. But let's talk about something, I guess, what is a little bit more fun, just the community in a whole. Now, I'm curious, within Indianapolis and surrounding areas, what community or subsection of Indianapolis do you think is on the rise right now?
So one thing that's happened since 2008, 9, and 10, since we went through the last horrific housing era and the national economy was in such tatters, one thing that's happened is that communities have have come back, and they look very different in a lot of ways. These terms like new urbanism have popped up. Walkability. People can walk to grocery stores, and they can walk to get ice cream, and they can walk to these trails that they can get on that have a lot of appeal to people, both single people, couples, young families. I mean, everybody who wants to be able to live in a community where they feel like they can take advantage easily of the things that community offers. So it's changed a lot, and I think that there's probably a number of communities around central Indiana that have improved themselves dramatically in the last decade as we've started to recover and really have recovered now from what happened in 2008, 9, and 10. And I think that it really depends on what one's interests are, what one's lifestyles are. And if you like to ride bikes, then being somewhere proximate to the Monon Trail is a really good thing, or if you're a walker or a jogger, that trail is an incredible resource for central Indiana in a lot of places. And that's not just the only trail. There are a number of different trails, areas where you have great little coffee shops and restaurants that are all walking distance to the housing. Those things are all really appealing. And I don't know that we can necessarily say one area or the next is the most appealing or more appealing. I think it depends on what your lifestyle is and what things you like to do, and being able to identify that community based on those needs.
All right, Greg, well, that's going to cover most of the questions that I had for you today. If you guys have more questions, put them underneath this YouTube video and send them my way, and I'm always happy to help. Don't forget, you can contact me. As we are a team, you can get us both for the price of one. So my number is 317-696-7513 or jack.michael@compass.com, and we will see you guys next time.